Hello everybody, Hernke here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined by a very special guest, a friend, an actress who opened up her lovely home for us to do this in, Tashia Gates.
Hi there.
Tasha, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
What's going on?
You.
What's going on with you?
I'm busy, good busy. It's pilot season. I have new representation. I have an audition tomorrow.
Nice.
And yeah, I've also discovered that I really enjoy face painting. So
cool.
I currently do that as a side business as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, lots of different.
Is it for like kids parties and things like that?
Mostly kids parties.
Okay.
Yes. I paint for adults too, so
right on.
may be able to expand that into some like wine nights for women or.
Oh, that would be fun.
Creative, yeah. But
who knows what they're gonna want after having a couple glasses of wine.
But then, like, there's less pressure on me, too, so everybody wins.
Exactly. What's the most popular one that you get? Like, draw this on my face.
A unicorn.
A unicorn?
Unicorn, which is one of the reasons, yeah. It's probably one of the reasons why I felt that that was a sign that I needed to pursue it further, is because I felt like a kid again, and I really enjoy it, and kind of reconnected me with my childhood.
Do you have a website for all that as well?
I'm working on it. I do have an Instagram page.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, the link for the Instagram page will be down in the description below.
Thank you.
Diving into your acting career, tell us about how you got started in acting. Was there any movies or actresses that inspired you to start? Did you have to move here from anywhere? Can you give us a little information about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much a classic tale as far as my start. It truly began when I was a child. I don't come from a line of actors by any means. I was raised in Anaconda, Montana, and there was a talent show coming up. I believe I was about 8 years old, and I always remember being in my backyard. I have a twin sister and 2 younger brothers, and I would create roles and dances and choreograph from the time I could remember. And then there was a talent show coming up, and I just felt the urge that I wanted to sing. Never, as a child, you don't think about do I have training, do I have this and that. You just follow, what your heart's telling you.
Right.
And I went in the talent show, and I ended up. I remember feeling so natural, like that, so comfortable, and. Yeah, after that, I had the urge to be on stage. I loved stories. My mom would read to me all the time. And she likes to tell how she'd read fairy tales, and then I'd read them before I could, because I just remember them and read them back to her. And my father and I have always shared a love of film. So yeah, it's my start. I knew very young that I wanted to pursue this wholeheartedly.
When you moved here, did you have to do like a lot of research on where to live, what agencies to sign up with? Did you heavily prepare yourself when you moved out here? Because some people do I'm just going to go and do it, and they don't do any research at all. Did you have to do any of that?
Yes, absolutely. And I was almost the opposite end of the spectrum, to where I believe I held myself back too long, because I wanted everything to be perfect, which doesn't happen ever. But I have my degree, so I knew I wanted training after high school. I'm very, very proud and humbled at the same time by where I received my training from University of Montana, Missoula. Great professors, great students, and some of my lifelong friends now, some of them are here. So I had a couple friends who had moved here prior, who connected me with kind of the area of where I wanted to move. I took a class before moving here to get the feel of the city.
Right. I
knew that was going to be different. I studied at Margie Haber's studio, and yeah, it was that feeling that I felt young. It was just, everything was kind of conspiring to help me get here. So yeah, lots of research, lots of preparation, and then just taking the leap.
Yeah, when you find that right happy place, then it's like you just got to keep going with the flow.
Yeah.
Did you do any stage when you moved out here, or was it you kind of moved just right into film and television when you moved out here?
When I first got here, I signed with the manager pretty quickly, but before everything I got myself out on, it was on my own, and I booked commercials consistently, auditioned a lot for film, booked film, and theater. I love theater, and that was my first manager told me. She said, you're not doing theater anymore, and my heart just like sank.
Oh no!
You know, especially when you're new here, you're like, just tell me what to do. You know, tell me how high to jump. I'll do it, because you want to work so desperately. And then we parted ways. That was a huge red flag for me. And then I met a girl in film class, and I actually was in Montana for a break. And she contacted me to audition for a play, and I thought there was no way I'd, book it. I was in Montana, and they have thousands of actresses they can look at here.
Yeah.
But she's one of my best friends now, and she really pushed for them to see me, and I auditioned and booked it, and that was a phenomenal experience. It called me back here. Daniel Travis was the director, and he's my teacher here now. I worked with Eric Larson and Ken Wheeler, and Lauren Sheen is my friend who I talked about, who pushed for me for the audition, and the play was Time Stand Still by Donald Margulies, and to this day that it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Yep, there's a lot of adrenaline when you're on stage, and no matter how big the audience is, it's how you feel. You get the vibe from them, like they're either really, really into it, or I've been in plays where you feel like the audience is not really there yet, but you got to do something to suck them in. So, but that's how I got started too, was being on stage.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, that's Elwood P. Dowd from Harvey. Remember the play Harvey?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
It was a movie that was based off the play was based off the movie.
Okay.
No, wait a second. It's the other way around. The movie was based off the play.
Okay.
And it was Jimmy Stewart playing this guy that's an alcoholic, and he's got this imaginary 6 foot tall or 9 foot tall rabbit. I can't believe I'm forgetting all of this because I played Elwood P. Dowd in the play. But it's a really good play, and that's how I got started too. Was in high school, and so then eventually I branched onto film. Yeah. Just like you, and it's weird making that transition because you're so used to when you're on stage, everything is so big, and in the film you got to dial it down. Mm-hmm. How did you adapt to dialing it down?
Interesting enough, I always compared it to dance. Mm-hmm. I always compared it to when we would do dance choreography, whether it be ballet or jazz, whatever style the dance was. We would rehearse in huge studios with mirrors and everything. But then when we say go to a competition, or sometimes we perform at nursing homes, you take those same movements, the same feeling. The feeling doesn't change, but you have a smaller space. And that's how I've always kind of adapted myself for film and theater. It's the story's still there, the emotion's still the same. It's a technique of projection is the difference. Exactly.
And just how you move your body too.
Right.
This might be a very cliche question, but when you first moved out here, did you go right to central casting?
No.
No?
I didn't. I don't even think I went to central casting until maybe a year after, because I just wanted to put all my cards in the deck. I was advised not to. I was advised that if I wanted to be seen as a serious artist, not to go to central casting.
There you go.
For a while. So,
I'm one of those people that went straight to central casting.
Very.
But now, because of all that, I do all the stand-in stuff and things, so it helps.
Absolutely, and trust me, I've done my share of background work. And there's days when I'm like praying that I get called to background because I just want to be creative and out there. So
And the most important thing too is just being on set all the time,
right?
And being around all those creative people. You might connect with people, and that happens in in every place that you go to out here. Even in the local coffee shop that you go to, you'll connect with somebody that's writing. So, has there been any projects out here that have like been really memorable? You've had a really good experience, or maybe it was a bad experience, or something that you learned? From?
Oh, absolutely. Well, Time Stands Still, the play I spoke about, that was phenomenal. That was my first time. I'm very blessed. I have a huge support team in Montana, where I'm from. And as I went through college and went through professional theater after college, I always had people in the audience that I knew, that I supported me. And the first time I performed on stage in Hollywood, there was one night that I left, and there was a gentleman waiting for me. He didn't know who I was, but he waited to speak to me and just commend me on some details about my work. And I remember walking out there just so happy. It was a small audience, I wasn't making millions of dollars, but I was there as an artist, and I was seen as, and respected as an artist, so that will always stay with me of that moment. And then, there was a project called Tales of Cynthia.
Mr. Chris Calzia,
yeah,
that's how we met.
Yes.
I went to the screening of that, and you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And if you guys haven't seen it, it'll be in the link description below. It's available right online?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, see her. She is absolutely stunning and magical in it. So, yeah, tell us about the experience of that.
Yeah, so it started, most of our job as an actor, you go in for other people's work, to fill a piece of their work, their puzzle. And I had this urge, if, flipping it, the scenario that if I was creating something, what would my ideal project be? And I went to a mixer with 2 of my friends, and I met Chris, and he was a writer, and it started with just the seed of an idea. I said, you're a writer, and I'm an actress, and if you would be willing to kind of collaborate, perhaps we can work on something together. My dream is to work in fantasy, like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and so I just gave him that.
Yeah,
and he started writing, and then it was meant to be literally like a 1 or 2 minute scene for my reel. And then Chris, he's like, I can't stop writing, and he built a budget and developed this world, Califia, and it just kind of took off. And so that, I remember being on set at the Pine Mountain Club here in California, and that was another extraordinary, fulfilling experience. And just, seeing a seed of an idea come to life.
It's very fulfilling and rewarding when you see a whole project like that come together.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
And you want to keep that momentum going, for sure. Is there anything that you're doing to keep that momentum going with the project, or because I think you guys are going to do something out in the desert, right? Where she goes to the desert and stuff like that out there.
Yeah, Chris has written the next couple episodes. At this point, it comes down to funding. It comes down to it's independent projects. Everybody is simultaneously trying to develop their own careers and stay in a collaboration. So it's just it's very challenging. But yeah, there's plans to develop the 3rd and 4th episode.
I hope it happens for you.
I hope so too.
And it's got if there's any like Kickstarter things or Indiegogo things you guys are doing, I will add it to the description later on in the video so people can go see. So check it out down below. You can watch the first couple episodes of Tales of Cynthia as well, and I hope you really enjoy it. It's a fun little web series that they put together. If you like the Lord of the Rings and all those other fantasy things, cool. Going forward, do you have anything that you're working on right now, or you want to have a goal for this year that you want to accomplish and get done?
Yeah, all of the above. I have an audition tomorrow for a feature film. I have recently been cast in a short film, actually from the director of Tales of Cynthia. Reached out. I am continuing to collaborate with the cinematographer Andrea Chamberlain and her husband Michael from Tales of Cynthia. And I would like to mention that it's like once we worked together, it started branching out into like all these little projects. I think that's really important for people to know that your career will start when you take that first step. Like it will start to develop in the way and shape itself when you make the genuine connections with people of like-mindedness. So yeah, so lots of good things. I have yet to book. I've been focused mostly on and geared up mostly towards film. I really want to book TV this year, so I'm making efforts with my agent and hoping to find a manager to help me build those relationships as well.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you do it.
Thank you.
And you got to support Tasha's career. So anything that she's in, you got to watch it. And all the links for everything that she's done, where you can find her, will be in the description below. So please support Tasha in her career and keep her going. We want to see her on TV this year. Send out some good vibes, say some prayers. Is there any advice that you would like to give to any actresses out there that are inspiring to make the big move out here, that want to pursue stage, film, TV, commercial, or even develop their own projects? Anything you would like to tell them?
Yeah, most importantly, stay true to you. Do not believe the lies that there are thousands of actresses like you, because there is one. There's only one you. Do not believe the lies that it's too late, that you're too old, that you're not enough this, you're not enough that. You're exactly perfect. It takes a lot of hard work and skill, but yeah, just follow your passion, follow your truth, and you can't go wrong.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Tasha, for
You're
joining me
welcome.
today.
Yeah.
And having me in your beautiful home.
Oh, thank you.
It was awesome getting to talk to you today. And if you want to support Tasha's career, please go to the links in the description below and check them all out. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button below for more interviews, more random things, more food reviews, all that good stuff coming up.
Thank you, Hans.
This is Hans and Tasha signing out.
Have a good one.